Well, we didn't get enough rain to get the creek flowing, which tells you that that ground is dry. It sucked up every bit of that rain. That's kind of what I was thinking was going to happen. That the ground's going to have to get saturated quite a bit more before anything's going to run off. Now that's in the local area, or that's on the ranch. We might have gotten a lot more rain in other parts of the state up in the watershed for the river. I don't know, but we got several days of this, so it might happen. It's gonna be more than enough rain to green it up. Unfortunately, most of that green you see out there is ragweed. Got my dog, assuming a position. Let's go to the river. Look how green it is, man. What I tell you. 5 days later, after the good rain falls, and poof, it's all green again. Plus cow pies. Not enough rain to make a puddle. Like it might have rained enough to close up the cracks. Well, kinda closed up the cracks. It's halfway decent down here this evening. A little after 7, I think. There we go. Lucky's always the first one out. Well, let's see if the river came up any. Bloop. Yes, it did. It is a little higher. And a little darker, I think. Let's go take a look, Lucky. Let's don't get too involved. See if anything messed with my spinnerbait up here. Nope, it's still sitting there twirling away. Nothing messed with it. If it had pulled on it, it'd have pulled that right out of there. Nothing even touched it. It's just a tiny bit higher, maybe an inch, maybe 2. It's a little darker though. Little dog just leading the way. He's on high alert. Now he's gonna pee on something. But you can see that little island. It's got a little smaller because that water's come up just a tiny bit. That water is just a little bit darker, which that's to be expected. A little higher, a little darker. T-posts and stuff still sitting there. I don't know if I can get down here without getting in the water. Yeah, I think the next trap setting is going to be have one end of that rope on that grapevine and suspend it into the shallow water, but actually take the float off it, have everything off of it except my spinnerbait, and that spinnerbait will be hugging the bank on that far side in that fast moving water. So I know those gar are going up in that channel on that far side. At least I think they are. I've seen them do it before, but I really could not determine how much rain fell in this watershed. It goes all the way above Mahia, which is a good 100 miles up. Follow the river. But none of that water above limestone would make it down here, because the limestone will hold it. See that black V tail? That tells me what that is. Gar and Gasper Goo have a round tail. It's not V-shaped like that one. Most catfish have a V-shaped type tail too. I don't see any catfish in here. Probably ought to be fishing for those monsters too. have been an easy shot. But that's exactly what I would miss. Oh, Lordy. I've had them that close before and I totally missed them. Yeah, you can tell that water's a little deeper and a little darker. You can't see near as clearly as you did before. Well, okay. Now let's go, Lucky. Come on. Let's go to the house. Back through the bud puddle. This old grass sure did green up. I'm gonna let it grow. Unless there's a reason for me to mow this, I'm gonna let it grow. Give the cows plenty to eat. Let's go reset the trap. Monster Quest! I've also got my new fly. And I'm gonna tie on my fly rod after I set my test. After I set my trap for a monster. Reset my cameras up. Now that the threat of rain is gone, as you can see, it cloudless sky at the moment. Yeah, there's some clouds off in the north, south, west, whatever that is, east. Let's go have some fun. Sure has greened up a bunch. There they go, the little ones. It's funny, they're faster than Mama. Well. Well, that's a surprise. I think that's up quite a bit. That's up a lot, and it's a little bit muddy. Let's walk down there first before I even consider doing a bunch of stuff. Actually, I need to put my waders on at least. Since that water seems to be a little darker. Let me see if I can't get the old bow out and stick a carp. See if we can't stick a carp. Go ahead and look at my little bait real quick. If I shoot a carp really fast, I'll go ahead and rebait my monster trap. Set it up real good. Well, that's moved. That's been tugged on. That's been tugged on a bunch. Let's see what it has on it. Doesn't necessarily look like it's been touched. Throw it back out there for a little bit until I decide what to do. Give it a straight line. Well, the turtles are dropping off the logs. That is, I guess it takes a few days for things to get down here, because it's been 3 days since it rained any measured amount. Might be interesting to see what that has seen over the last few days. Turn a little bit like that. That water is darker. All right. Something hit it because it drug it down. That's up 3 or 4 or 5 inches because that covered up that little island that's over there. Wow. Okay. That's so muddy it's really not fishable. I may actually have a hard time seeing any carp. Well, surprise, surprise. Normally you can see the island over there and it's well hidden, so it must be quite a bit underwater. Yeah, that water's dark. Very dark. There's a log that goes right through there and you can't see it at all. Well, there it is. There it is. It's 4 to 5 inches underwater. Wow. Well, dang it. I mean, it's good we have water. It's always good to have water. But that pretty well puts an end to my plans for today. I don't do muddy water. This is high enough and muddy enough that what I'm trying to do is totally useless. Yeah, it's useless. Well, okay, now no. No problem. It's always good to take a buggy ride. Alrighty. Boy, what a rig. Right. Down that branch, over that old root, that holds it right in that fastest moving water. Well, if this don't work, that's the best I can do. Go back and get a T-post so I can drive that thing in at an angle and get those cameras hanging looking right at that thing. Maybe figure out how to get the other one at a different angle. Maybe put it on the fishing pole part. That'd be crazy. All 3 cameras trained on the bait. Maybe they'll catch something. I don't know. I think I've got them pointed in the right direction. There's 3 of them, so even something like that would trigger it. It would start taking pictures, which kind of makes me want to tie that to this some kind of way, so that if they really go nuts and drag that thing all over the place, maybe it'll shake this so I can get a picture of whatever it is that's chasing it. That'd be a dang good spot to sit and wait for them. He's going to go under that log. No, he's not. He's going to play in front of it. I sweated my tail off again. Long sleeve shirt on. Mosquitoes are out. Beautiful sun going down. It was a good day. Despite all the challenges, it's been a good day. How green the grass is. My yard looks so pretty. So pretty. Got too much time today, but we'll run down to the river. Check my traps. Let me show you my latest contraption. My Benvention. It's actually just a pretty standard way of doing something. But you know how I've been dragging that line around on my bow, so I simply made a spool. I have one somewhere around here, a steel one. It's actually meant for that. I got to looking around, I said, well, I can do that. So I put about 20 feet of line on it, and it works like a champ. Got a little groove cut right up here to hold the line on the back. One little thing up here to hold it on the front. It works. I threw it a couple times, shot it a couple times, I should say. Trying to keep it covered so it doesn't get so much sunlight heat. Well, anyway, let's go down to the river. Where'd that dog go? Oh, there he is. Alright, well, he'll hop in here and we'll go. Put a little more gas in this thing. 80, almost 88 degrees in the barn. It's not as blasted hot as it has been. Yard's nice and green. That's almost like a miracle when it happens that way, because 2 weeks ago that was completely brown. 4 inches of rain and poof, you got it. Green again. Alright, I got Lucky the stinker. That dog stinks bad. He smells like a wet dog all the time. That's alright. He's my buddy. He likes to ride in the Ranger. He likes to boogie in the buggy. This feels so much better than 100 degrees. And the green grass just makes me happy. Well, I wonder what's happened to my trap. If anything, the water's starting to drop now. I think that's a little bit lower than it was yesterday. It's no cleaner though. Doesn't look like anything has hit the trap. Guess I can spend a few minutes, if I get lucky, to shoot a carp, and I can bait that trap with a carp. I'll try out my new rig, and that is so much better. So much better. I know better than to take long shots, because that just isn't even possible, really. This big old heavy thick arrow, it drops so fast. Something at about the 10, 12, 14 foot distance is just about perfect for me. Well, I guarantee nothing grabbed a hold of that. Nothing grabbed that, because it would come right off that. I suppose that root is actually dry and rotted. If anything had grabbed that and pulled on it, it would have moved it. I'll recheck it when I get back. Like I say, hopefully I can shoot a carp real quick like. Oh, look, it has gone down. The little island's starting to come back up. Yep. It's gone down, because you can see that log going across there now. That's good. The clarity is something that's kind of deceptive. Right now it's carrying a lot of dirt in it. Now I can carry it loaded and ready to go. And my line won't get all messed up. Then we're just going to ease on up here and see what we can find. Maybe do a little early morning fishing. See if I can't finally get one of those big giant gar to take a whack at my fly. I got the special fly. It should work. It's a rope fly, more or less. Yeah, I think this is kind of futile. If I had a lot more time, I'd do it. I'd stay with it. I want to go see my daughter compete in the CrossFit tournament type thing they have here at the Expo Center. My daughter, she's a beast in the CrossFit fitness world. She's a performer is what she is. I mean, she is strong as hell. And the stuff they do in CrossFit is just amazing. I hope to get some video of it tonight. The preliminaries are this evening, starting about 7 o'clock or so. So I'm going to get through this mess here and then head on in. Yeah, that's as far as I feel like going, to tell you the truth. I don't want to be in a hurry to get to the event. Besides, what I need to do is, if I'm going to shoot more carp, I need to bait them in and get a bag of dog food or a couple cans of dog food and get it floating in the water. That brings them up in good numbers. There's my boy. There's my little boy. I hit one. I don't know if that fish is still on there or not. He went under something. Yeah, he's on there. What did he go under? Oh my goodness. What is the deal? There it is. What do you think, Lucky? Huh? What do you think? He didn't mess with that one like he usually does. Pure luck. But that's what this whole thing depends on. Alright, shot a fish. Let's get it back there and string it up and drop it on that trap. Lucky, get up here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Jump up there. There you go. Assume the position. Ah, there's the breeze. Man-made breeze. Oh, it feels good on a sweaty body. Oh, I can't tell you how happy that makes me, being able to do this still. Being able to still hit a fish Close range, but I nailed him. Perfect shot. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now, that might attract the kind of attention it deserves. Those cameras ought to pick something up if they see that bottle moving. That's the plan. We'll see how it comes together. There she is right there. Good morning, peeps. Sun's just coming up on a Saturday morning. You know, I reset that trap last night, or last evening, and I need to go check it because chances are I got some action on it. We go check on that buffalo carp, see if it's still hanging in or if it's been eaten. Hell, I'm still in my pajamas. Man, does it feel nice this morning. Does it feel nice. Now we got a few brown spots left, but most everything else is greened up real nice. This helps so much. In the next 10-day forecast, actually for the foreseeable future, we've got a good chance of rain every day. Very tropical. I don't know if that's gonna get thicker or not. Wow, that's cool though. A lot of moisture, lots of dew on the ground. Green grass, yeah, baby. That is so good to see. The drought ain't over by a long stretch. We're still way behind in the amount of rain that we needed, or that we need to get out of a drought. But this grows grass. This will grow grass, which will feed a good portion of the animals. It keeps the trees green. It helps tremendously. You know, I had a cell phone in my pocket when I left. Well, I'll have to look for it on the way back. Ah, dog it. Ah, damn it. I'd lose my head if it wasn't attached. Uh-oh. No. It's still there. I didn't see it. I thought the whole rig was gone. It would not be unusual for this to be just tore up by the turtles and for nothing else to have hit it. But let's take a look. Well, it's positioned differently. It's been pulled. Oh, is there anything left of that fish? Oh yeah, he's all still there. The cameras aren't seeing that action though. All right, we got to reposition this thing. Test number 2. All right. It's now repositioned back up stream a little bit. Get these things to record just a little bit. Shake the tree a little bit. Selfie stick. All right, hold still. There we go. Trigger them. Do like that, trigger them. All right, well, look, the water's come down even more and it's starting to clear up. Fabulous. There's my little level indicator, is that little island right there. That was completely under 2 days ago. It started showing up yesterday, and now it's probably an inch lower than it was. All right, that will hold it a little further. I just caught it on the end of that root. That is holding in the perfect position. Cameras ought to be able to see it. When something grabs it and tries to drag it off, maybe I'll get something. Probably ought to check my cameras. That's what's nice about this PVC pipe rig, is I can just turn this thing over, turn the camera off, and then turn it back on. Set up, yep, 724, 1098. Sometimes you just have to wake them up. These are 3 good cameras, so I ought to get something. That's an 8 megapixel, 8 megapixel, 12 megapixel. Whoop. Loaded and locked and loaded. That's what the right way to say that. Locked and loaded. Alright, man, this is gonna be cool.